I never thought that there could be another manga news video to top the one from last week talking about Snow White the Red Hair, that it's returning. But this week, it tops it, y'all. It tops it. Oh my goodness. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. We're gonna go ahead and jump into manga news that I am super excited about. Granted, I do have some anime news I'm excited to, but y'all, let me tell you something. So I've talked about, I think it was in my last month's reading monthly wrap up. I'll leave the video here if you're curious. I'm pretty sure it's that one. But I talked about Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. I love this manga. I even bought the Japanese physicals. I moved my manga around. It's been like right here for like 3 videos now. But anyway, I have loved it. Been obsessed. I've reread it 4 or 5 times. I mean, there was just a time for an entire week I read nothing else but that manga on K-Manga. Y'all, let me tell you something. This past Wednesday, 7C said, we're gonna bring it to you in physical print. And y'all, I screamed. I mean, literally, I screamed. My brain saw it. I looked at it, I said, wait a minute. I was like, that's Glasses, right? They were like, wait. I was like, wait, it's getting physically published. And I screamed. I stomped my feet. I screamed. My whole family was like, what will happen? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay. I'm sorry. I was like, it just happened, because I'm like, Glasses is coming to print. It is coming to print next January 25. Y'all, I have been on cloud 9 ever since that night, that Wednesday night. I went to bed late, had a hard time focusing on anything else because I was physically shaking from the overexcitement that I had knowing that this manga is coming physically, that I can physically hold it, not just the Japanese copies I have, but in English. That night, I dreamed that I was in the bookstore and I kept searching, and I woke up and like, I don't typically clench my jaw, but I could feel the like anger when I woke up. That was frustrated, only to realize I was looking for Glasses, and then it sank in. I was like, I can go do this come January 2025. The surrealness, guys. I mean, this is the best shoujo licensed manga announcement for the year, period. Anything else for me, this like going forward with shoujo, josei, nothing can top it. Everything else is icing on the cake. I mean, the only one that I feel like I could have a similar reaction, maybe not as strong, is Love, That's an Understatement. That is like my, well, I guess my number one, since my number one was physically licensed, but that would be my new number one manga that I most want to see physically printed. Hopefully Kodansha makes it happen, because you know, Anime Expo is coming up this weekend. I'm hoping for some good shoujo. I'm hoping that the digital only, we're gonna see those like getting physically printed. I'm like, Kodansha, you don't have to give me anything new. You can just give me from your catalog and I would be really happy. So this made my day, and I feel like this is such a big and pivotal thing for manga licenses right now, because when we think about when things are on K-Manga, we're like, okay, that belongs to Kodansha. Kodansha's gonna be the one that's gonna be printed. No, 7Cs has nothing to do with K-Manga. But I was reading tweets later that day. People were saying this is like the 3rd or 5th license that 7Cs has gotten that was a K-Manga only series. It ain't K-Manga only now, you know what I mean? So I feel like this just changes things. This opens the horizons where we don't have to solely depend on Kodansha to give us these digital only titles. Other publishers are seeing like, hey, our audience wants this, we're gonna go get it. And I'm so thankful, y'all. So please go pick this up come January. I know that was really long-winded, but the excitement has been just overwhelmingly real. I never imagined that 7Cs would be the one to pick it up, and they did. They made my day. They made my entire year. The last time I very vividly remember feeling very similar to this, not quite this extreme, but feeling this way, is when Loving Yamada got physically announced by Inklore. That was incredible. I mean, the manga here, the physical print, is not going to be up to par with 7C's quality and whatnot, but that's okay. I'm thankful just to have Loving Yamada, and we could talk about bright things. Now, there was another license announcement that 7C's had. It's called Rosen Maiden. Now, I don't know anything about this. This can be the collector's edition, and it sounds like it is going to be an epic collection edition. I forget what year they said, but it's celebrating the upcoming anniversary. But the reason I was curious about this is because this manga, it is a seinen, it's not a shoujo, but the reason I mentioned that is because this is by the same creator of Shugo Chara, Peach Pit. I'm like, this is pretty big. Apparently this was like a Tokyo Pop rescue, because apparently it came physically, or was physically printed by Tokyo Pop. I don't know if the whole series, but at some point we did have it in English, and now it's coming back as this collector's edition. I haven't done any more research on it because I was head over heels for Glasses and literally was like not able to comprehend anything else for the rest of the day. But I'm very curious about this, and it also has an anime. People told me good things about it, and I love the cover art. It looks epic, and again, I feel like 7C's is just winning as a manga publisher because they're so diverse in everything that they're giving us, and they are just pulling from everywhere. Like, I never know what we're gonna get from them. They are not a predictable publisher, and I do appreciate that. I mean, maybe they have some predictable tendencies, but I feel like overall, I mean, we had 8 new licenses, and I don't think any of them were like a manga and then a light novel. No, they were all manga. It was just a variety. It was so cool. So I am very curious about this one. I will check it out because I'm hoping that, you know, if they are licensing other things by Shugo Chara, that maybe we will get Shugo Chara back. I said that weird. I meant if we're getting other things by the Shugo Chara artist and creator, then maybe we will get Shugo Chara because that would be really, really cool. I think that'd be awesome. Now, that was not the only license announcement that I was also really excited for. This one came out on Friday. This is a digital manga and it is on the Manga Up app and it's called the Otoku Love Connection. Oh my goodness, y'all. So I read chapter 1. You can read chapter 1 for free on the Manga Up website and the app. And then I went ahead and I used the UP or XP, whatever their point system is, and I got it to get the second chapter. This was hilarious. I love the main character so much because he ships this couple that's on this image so very hard. Like, his day is made just seeing them have their moments and then knowing when you see the real personalities of the characters of the ones that he's shipping. Very interesting. It was not what I expected and I had a blast reading it. It was great. I hope that we'll get this in print because this is definitely something I could come back to. I felt a lot of relatability as somebody who really loves shipping, especially though when it comes to manga. I can't say I've shipped that hard for people in real life, though I have definitely like really been excited for if I know my friends are dating or they're getting married, but I feel like that's different though. But it is one I would highly recommend checking out. There's a total of 3 chapters that are on the app right now. I'm holding out for the 3rd one because I'm like, I really don't want to be spending anybody on this app. I don't know if they do like every sort of like how Viz does on their app where like when there's a new chapter, that chapter's for free, or on this website that's similar to K-Manga where only the first chapter is free and then you have to buy it either like future chapters either with real money or you have to use points. I don't know, but I would recommend it either way. Only has 1 volume out in Japan, so I'm like, I don't think Square Enix would license this one physically just yet, but I really am hoping. And talking about Square Enix, I'm like, when are you guys gonna have some licenses? I know they said they were only do like 3 to 4 times a year and they're only license a very small amount, but I just want to know. I just want to know because I have been thinking about that. Like, when did we get the last one? It's been quite some time, so hopefully here soon we will actually see some physical manga announcements from them. But in the meantime, I'm definitely gonna be checking out this manga again because that is how much I loved it and just had a blast reading this. Speaking of the Viz Media app, you know, typically it's all Shonen Focus, but you know what, last year or the year before, time's going by so fast, but they did start adding Shoujo Manga, and I just found out recently that their newest physical release of Let's Do It Already, that's actually on the Viz app. And when I was like looking for it on the app, I saw that Neighborhood Story was on there as well. So I was like, I think Neighborhood Story's been on there for a little bit. I'm just late to the party. But yeah, if you've been curious about Let's Do It Already and you're like, I don't know if I want to check it out physically, which would be me, this is a great way. They have the first 6 chapters. I don't know if that's like the entire first volume. They only show the first volume's cover, so I'm assuming so. But everybody has told me that they really enjoy the first chapter and you can read the first 3 for free. So even if you don't have the Viz Media app or like a subscription, you could still check out the first 3 chapters, which I need to do because everybody keeps saying really positive things. I'm just thankful that we have the Viz Media app and that they're starting to add shoujo so we can try things like this because I need it. Now, this is on the theme of manga, okay, but this is not English manga. So what I thought was really cool about this, so if you've ever heard of the Jump Plus app or the Jump Plus website, I think it's an incredible website. It's very similar to the Shonen Jump app where there's a lot of shonen manga and all of that. But the cool thing about Jump Plus is you don't need a subscription to read a lot of volumes on their website. For example, I read Dogs Red on there and I also read You and I Are Polar Opposites. And because they were on there, I was really excited when we got the license announcements because I was just able to read like the entire first volume on there for free. I didn't even have an account or anything like that, at least not that I'm aware of. So I bring that up because now in Japan, they have like the shoujo version of that. I think it's the Ribbon magazine and the Margaret magazine. They have teamed up. They have made this Shoujo Say app that's specifically targeted towards girls and women called the Rima Komi Plus app. It's a website and I believe it's an app. At least I know for sure it's a website because I have already browsed on there. I think this is really cool because even if you can't read Japanese, it was amazing to be able to go on there and try these Japanese series of just looking at them. Like you can look at, I think, the first 2-3 chapters and they had like all of Sakisaka's work on there, I believe. At least they all of Horror Ride for sure. All of her work was on there. They had Pink to Habanero, Honey Lemon Soda. There's this this one, I think it's like a villainous story or an isekai, and I really, really, really want to try that one. They also have My Love Mix-Up or My Love Story Mix-Up. They had that one on there. Those are the ones that are like vividly coming to mind that I remember seeing. But they had a lot of big series on there, and I'm just like, this is so cool that we're finally getting, at least in Japan, not in the US, it'd be super cool if we did though, of having a huge shoujo website that is targeted female audience. I think that is amazing, and have it so easily and readily available, super cool. And I know that they're running like a promo right now where you can get, like, if you make an account, you get extra coins or whatever their point system is, so you can read even more things on there. So it's great. I would recommend checking it out. If like Pink to Habanero, that'd be a great example of, if you're curious, since we did get that license by Yen Press. I think it's coming out this fall, I believe. I'm really excited for that one, by the way. But it's coming out later this year, and if you're like, well, I really don't know what this is about, you could just go on there and just go see the images, go see what the pages and the illustrations look like, and get an idea, would this series or this story be for you? Because, you know, if it's not for you, then you just saved yourself some money, which is always a really great thing. And talking about that, I don't know if this one would be there, but that would be super cool if it was. So Io Sakisaka, you know, she's been working on a new manga. It just debuted, like her new series debuted here within the past few weeks for sure. Well, I guess the magazine that she actually like publishes in, they do a monthly free like cell phone background kind of thing. I just saw that hers this month is the free wallpaper that you get, and that the series in English, according to Google Translate, is called Dreams or Depression. Now, I have seen the pages. Shout out to the Otoko woman on Instagram. She's amazing, because I was like, oh my goodness, would you be willing to like send me the pictures? And she sent me pictures of all the pages of the entire first chapter, which was the coolest thing. Thank you so much. Shout out to her. I loved what I saw. Oh my goodness. I am like super giddy. I'm like, come on, we need it here in America. Like in English, I should say, give it to us. We need it. Which like somebody has told me, I think multiple people have, like, you know, it's eventually gonna come. We have all of Io Sakisaka's work, so this is just a matter of time at this point. But the wallpaper here is of the main female lead, and she looks so beautiful. This also was the cover of the magazine, so it's really cool to see her in all of her like beauty here without all of the words and all of the font on it, and just seeing her. She seems like an amazing heroine, and I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait to actually read this in English. Like, come on down, come on down. Last week, I did a video review of A Condition Called Love. That was the last video, or I should say the last series I was reviewing from the winning shoujo manga in my shoujo event. Oh my goodness, I found out that A Condition Called Love, it's resumed, where it's being published again because it was on a brief hiatus to prepare for the ending. And yes, there's supposedly only like 2 or 3 volumes left, and I'm like trying not to be nervous. I'm like, there's no other series I know of that right now anyway, that there's no way there cannot be a happy ending. Like, I can't picture anything else but a happy ending for these characters, okay? So I'm like, I shouldn't be nervous because everything's gonna be good. You know, there might be ups and downs, but you know, at the end of the day, they're gonna be happy. I'm like, you can even give us a post-time skip of them getting married, because I really just don't see it ending without them at least being engaged. At least. I mean, honestly, when I think about it, like, we need all of the post-time skip stops here of getting engaged, getting married, and having kids. Like, I need to see all of them because it just feels like it would actually work for this series and for how the characters are. So hopefully it will be good, and maybe, I guess, before the year ends, or maybe next year, I'll be announcing like, hey, that it's on its final volume, which is really bittersweet, but I'm really excited to see what the final cover will look like. Again, I feel like this will be a really, really happy ending because I can't picture anything else for it. And if you're sort of looking for like a new creator to like discover, so I found out Kodansha's doing a manga sale for some of, not all of them, but some of the works of Emma Toyama. She is the creator of Vampire Dormitory, which just finished or just wrapped up the anime for that this past season. I had Abo-kun's Confessions. Now, I can't remember. I should have looked it up before I filmed this video. I can't remember if it was in this year's event or last year's event. I know it was definitely in last year's shoujo event that it was nominated, and it got to like the second round. I think this year, I think it was like in the pre-rounds that I did, but it didn't actually make it to the official voting rounds. But that series is 50% off. Also, Missions of Love, which I feel bad because that was actually nominated, but I didn't put on the list because I couldn't find find copies, and I don't know, I should say I couldn't find physical copies. I guess I decided not to get the digital volumes because I'm like, if it's on sale for 50% off, then there's a digital copy, Laura. So I don't know what happened there. And there's also a series called Manga Dogs. I don't know anything about that. It also has one. There has been a super nice commenter that keeps suggesting this to me, and that is, I guess I became the mother of the great Demon King's 10 children in another world. The artwork is so cute. Her art really screams shoujo vibes, but I know for this one, for the mother of, this is a shonen because I have looked it up before. I also think that there's another one that's on sale, but I'm blanking on what the name of the series is, but I guess they're doing this sale because they're doing Manga Masters. She seems to have like so much under her belt, like so many different manga. I don't even think we have all of her manga in English. I'm not 100% certain, but if you've been looking for a new shoujo or a shonen or a seinen or just something of any demographic, this would definitely be a sale to check out because I believe the sale applies to all book retailers, so Amazon, Bookwalker, Kobo, all of them. So it's not just for one website, and you can go try anything that you're interested with it because I need to go catch up on Abo-kun's Confessions because I think I only have the first 2 volumes of that. What I have seen, I've really enjoyed, so that'd be actually a good time for me to go catch up and go get it. Now let's transition over to anime. So I thought this was really cool. So you guys know that Kakuryou Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, the manga won in my shoujo event. I did a review about 2 weeks ago. Well, recently there was an article that came out about the anime. It's been really interesting to me because while I've had a lot of people mention that they really like the manga of Kakuryou, a lot of people have mentioned, Laura, you need to go watch the anime. And I'm like, oh, okay, like there's a lot of fans for it. And I bring that specifically up because according to like the producer or the animation studio, they were actually approached by Crunchyroll asking them, hey, can you make a second season? Because overseas fans loved it so much and it had so much viewership that they actually wanted Crunchyroll to make another season. That is how we got the other season. Like overseas fans came in clutch with this anime. I was looking for the exact quote that they said, and this one person that they were interviewing was saying, while there are many male users on the world's largest video distribution site, Crunchyroll, it seems that Kakuryou was watched as much as popular works for men while being for women. That's why that work is very important for Crunchyroll, and I was told that I definitely want you to make a continuation, and it was decided to produce a sequel a while ago. It does make me curious. I wish we could see like the rankings or the rankings, not the ratings, but the rankings of how much viewership was happening for this series specifically to get that second season when, you know, a lot of people say, well, what about Yona? What about Yona? Like we hear that one a lot of why doesn't that one get a second season? And I don't know, it'd just be interesting to know, but it's really cool to know that us overseas fans, we did something, y'all. We did something. We got us a second season for anime, and I definitely do want to check out this anime since I've had it so strongly recommended to me. Like, I feel like even more so than when people recommended the manga to me. This is a little bit different of anime news. Okay, so I haven't really talked about it, but me and my husband, we watched, I think it came out last year or the year before, but Boy Kong Ming. Oh my goodness, it has a manga. I actually did not like the manga, or at least the first volume that I read. It was just not the same, but the anime is so good. It's on High Dive, and I feel like it's really underrated because it's on High Dive. It's not on Crunchyroll, but I recently saw that the premium box set for the Blu-ray is up for sale. I want it so badly. I want it so badly, but it's $129. It's on sale currently, but this is what you get. You get the collector's box, a 64-page booklet with an original short story, which is why I want it, LED light-up coaster, drink recipe card, and 3 sets of stickers. I love this anime. It's so much fun. The opening song is a family favorite for like my family personally. I mean, my kids haven't seen the anime, but we've listened to the song so often. We all know it. We all jam to it. It is amazing. I would highly recommend it. And the singing is just absolutely phenomenal. It's so wonderful. I love it so much. And I just had to share about it because I was like, I really want this, but realistically, I can't justify me to spend $100 on an anime that I could watch. I can just stream it instead. I don't make time like I used to watch anime, but I wanted to share it because you never know. Hopefully there's a fan out there and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool because, oh, that booklet just looks so cool, like in the preview image that they have. And I'm like, I want it. I want it just specifically for them. Like if I could just buy that, even secondhand, I would be 100% happy. Like you keep the Blu-rays, you keep that, just let me buy the goodies from you. Like I'm 100% cool with that. It would love that. And not to be outdone, I saved the best for last in a sense when it came to the anime news because next week in the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, there's gonna be news announced about the Haikyuu 10th anime anniversary. I want to know what it is. So a lot of people have been guessing like it's probably gonna be like a new season. I just don't know. I think, you know, if we got a new season, season, that is the best way to go, honestly. Us readers know, we know that is the way because of how much content's in there. We don't want any of that content at the end to be cut. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. Some people also said, you know, they're just going to announce that it's finally like you can pre-order the movie, which would be fantastic because I was only able to see it once. It was really good. So that would be really amazing. But stay tuned. Hopefully for next week, that's good news because yeah, it comes out in issue 32, which will be, I guess, next week. Since you know Anime Expo, it's coming up next weekend, y'all. Well, I guess when this video goes live, it will be this upcoming weekend. Hoping for all the good things. But I saw, shout out to my friend Mariah Jane. So Twisted Wonderland, the past few years I've seen and got into the game that they do like a special event and they've had special guests. They're having Silver. Oh my gosh. Silver is one of my best boys in the game and he's going to be there. And I found out that his VA. And I found that the VA of Silver is also the VA of Yuki from Fruits Basket, like the remake. He's also the VA of Arnold from Seventh Time Loop. And what was the other one? There's another one. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sunakawa from My Love Story. I was like, dude, you were doing all the best boys right now because Sunakawa, he's amazing. Did a video talking about him being in my top 10 best boys. I love his character so much. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is so cool. I'm hoping they'll do like they did last year because last year the VA of Sebek was there and I still have the artwork saved because the fan art, oh, he was so cute. He was so cute, y'all. It was like an amazing live stream. I'm like, please do that for Silver because I want to see him. I love Silver's character so much in the game. I was just really excited. I thought this would be a great way. So if you're going to Anime Expo, I thought this would be a great way to just show like, hey, it's Twisted Wonderland stuff. They're also going to have an official booth. They're going to have a cosplay gathering kind of thing. And it's just going to be so much fun. So I will be at home though, watching it hopefully from afar. And definitely I will be keeping up on all of the licenses because when it's license time, I'm in the Shoujo Discord group that I host and we all just ramble, excitedly gush about all of the new licenses. Those are my favorite days. My kids know, my husband knows, I'm out of duty for that call of time. So those are all of the exciting license and manga announcements, anime announcements that I have for you guys this week. I hope that you saw something interesting and intriguing to you. And if there's any news that you recently saw that I didn't talk about, totally let me know. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!